Step right up. Don't miss the show of a lifetime. It's the Madhouse Midway. Welcome, everybody, to the Sideshow 23. My name is Mingo.
I am Manny.
My name's Sebastian.
And today we're going to talk to you about
Viruses.
the fucking virus. It's happening right now, and it's called the coronavirus.
That's why I don't drink beer.
So for all you Mexicans that are listening, that doesn't mean to stop drinking Corona. You could still get drunk on it.
That's right.
It's not how you feel the next day.
Just don't touch Chinese people.
And for all you white girls that drink coronavirus, that doesn't mean that you get to go and sleep with all the Mexicans you want. You could still do that. You're not going to get a virus.
Yes.
It's okay.
But don't sleep with Chinese people.
Whoa.
It only comes through human contact, and that's where it came from first.
From China.
Okay.
Vagina.
Okay, you tried a little too hard for that one.
From
China.
It's kind of crazy, dude. I mean, first they had. Well, okay, so let's backtrack a little bit.
No.
Early '80s, late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, the N1H1, right? That's the first one,
At
right?
some time, at some point,
In history, there was SARS, there was N1H1, which was
the Black Plague.
swine.
Black plague. Swine flu. Swine flu.
Swine. Okay, and then
Shit, I've activated his inner German.
right. Yeah,
My
yeah,
German
it's
came
Better
out.
than the N-word.
So they had. Well, what's weird is that there's always been there's shit all over the place.
Yeah.
Like in the Four Corners. So that's what is it? Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and
California.
Colorado.
In
Yeah.
Colorado? Really?
Yeah, those are the four, right? Those are Four Corners, right?
Yeah.
So they all have what's called. You can get what's called the hantavirus.
The hantavirus.
Yeah, hantavirus, which is you usually get it from like rat poop.
Ooh.
So like if rats are around your in a barn or whatever, if they have the virus, and it's airborne,
Yeah.
so you can get it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I heard of it, but I didn't know it was here in the States.
And then in the Central Valley, they have something called valley fever. That's actually something that's in the dirt too.
Yeah?
That if you breathe it in, you get it. I think it's from all the cow shit a little north of that, but
Yeah.
you know, once the wind blows down, you catch a little cow poop in the face and
Yeah, it's all
little particles up the
bacteria in
nose,
your
yeah.
nose, yeah.
yeah, it's all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we were talking about this the other day, and Manny mentioned a movie called
Contagion.
and I watched it, and it's amazing. Like, obviously, the coronavirus isn't to that magnitude yet. It's not killing people that fast, and it's not that aggressive as in that movie. But
Yeah, it's not
you know,
insta-kill.
it's kind of that whole same thing where it starts off, and then there was some sort of report. And it wasn't like I didn't read it on fucking Facebook. It was like on a report from news.
I
looked it
up on WebMD.
Yeah, they said them damn chinos were eating bats and having bat soup.
So I can't fucking say it, but you can say Chino?
Well, I said chino in a different
Holy
voice,
shit.
so it
yeah,
wasn't
that
really
makes
me saying
sense.
Yeah, in a redneck voice.
it. Yeah, it was, yeah. Because a redneck would say chino. I would never say
The
that.
fact that you are a...
So
I want to say words that you will get upset by.
so there's a report that they were eating bat soup. That may be of where it started, and they had a picture of a girl
Maybe Ozzy has it then.
chomping down on.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, right. Chomping down. Maybe it started with Ozzy. Maybe he was touring in China. Who knows? Took the crazy train out there. Who knows?
But dude, like who the fuck eats rat?
Well, they're
bat
rats with
soup.
wings, right?
Well,
basically.
yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. They carry rabies and shit, dude. Like, how are you not gonna eat fucking bats, dude? It's fucking dirty ass animals.
It's crazy though watching that movie Contagion, how they were able to backtrack it
Yeah.
and figure out what it was and how that swine enzyme or whatever it was.
From the bat shit.
Was-
Because he was eating the bat shit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
They went batshit crazy.
it was either bat shit or the part that I saw is the bat was eating a piece of banana, and he went and hung upside down in the
Oh, and it
stables,
fell in the-
and it fell, and the pig ate what he was eating,
Because he basically had the saliva from the bat.
and then
Yeah.
they
Cut the pig.
the pig died,
yeah.
and they sent it out to have it chopped up, and there was
Slaughtered, butchered.
Oh,
right, so as
shit.
so
That's dirty.
you're talking blood going all over the place.
Yeah, it
and-
is dirty.
Yeah, that's fucking dirty.
Well, then you
Well,
talk
that
about
happened anyways, like a while ago, because there was some mushroom that was being eaten by pigs down south somewhere, and if you ate the meat from the pig, you would go fucking nuts and start eating people.
Are you shitting me, dude? Oh, fuck, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So it's like an hallucinogen then?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. It's to me, it's funny that when I saw the movie Contagion, the similarity of what exactly happened in that movie is exactly what's going on right now with the coronavirus, dude. The similarities to me are just too coincidental. You know what I mean?
To what?
Too coincidental. Like it's just too much of a coincidence. Coincidental. There you go.
I was gonna let you have
my
it.
Spanish Tourette's.
You had to be a dick.
No. Well, you know what? And don't think like we're like. Sometimes we make fun, but sometimes it's a good chance to maybe somebody else says it the same way or doesn't know what it is. So,
That's true. That's
you know,
true.
we'll throw it out there.
That's what we were talking about earlier, where we work at. Dude. Our English is getting tore up.
Hey, I tell you what, my English used to be really good. Like I had a really good sense of the language, and now, dude, it's like
Sebastian's over here nodding his head.
and I'm sitting here and I'm fucking
I'm shaking
reading.
my head.
Oh, shaking his head. Oh, nodding. Yeah, shaking.
I'm sitting here reading, and I'm like, "Fuck, is it on or is it in? Which is it?"
Oh.
Like I was reading a story today about Kobe, and it said, "Oh,
Kobe.
him and his wife said that they would never get."
On a helicopter?
Was it? They said they would never ride on the same helicopter.
Why?
And I thought it would
That's
be
weird.
never ride in the same helicopter. So I'm sitting there and I'm fucking looking at it and I'm thinking, is it on or is it in? What's the right fucking way to say it?
What is the right way to say it? Now I'm all
In.
confused. In?
Yeah.
Because you're inside the vehicle.
Right.
Oh, shit, dude. See,
If you were on, you'd probably be cut in half by the fucking rudders.
Oh, shit.
Right, because on means you're.
on
you're
top
on
of it.
top of
Right.
it.
Oh, shit, dude. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Uh-huh.
I hear it said the wrong way so often
Yeah.
because of where we work
Yeah.
that I'm starting to forget how to use it
How to-
sometimes.
yeah.
Dude. It's,
How to articulate
start
your
reading
words,
again,
dude.
But there is a story on. We looked up the news. It says, hey, what is it or how did it start? And there's two actual.
Articles?
No, there are two forms of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And one of them is specific to bats that have combined, and that's this new virus that we have, and that's what's making people sick.
I wonder why it all starts with bats, dude. Is it because they're dirty? I mean, we eat pigs, dude, and pigs are really dirty, dude. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. Is it because they have a certain bacteria, probably, right, Mingo?
There's a way to combat.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you got my
the
joke.
coronavirus.
I wasn't gonna continue until you got my joke.
Mingo's like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's
shit.
disappointed with that one. Anyways, but you got it, you fucker.
Shit.
What was I saying? Oh, to combat, like dirty animals.
Yeah.
You keep them in cleaner environments than what they usually would.
Yeah.
Like you keep them out of mud, you clean up all their shit,
Yeah.
feed them decent food. I guess. Like I don't know.
Don't-
How I would. Yeah.
And don't feed them back the dead pigs that you know what I mean.
Yeah. Exactly.
But to answer your question about the bats, there are so many.
Yeah.
There's so many bats.
Yeah.
And yes, they because they're basically they're like bottom feeders. They'll eat whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything.
And you know they're not like humans. They don't brush their teeth. They don't. You know what I mean? So they get all that
Bacteria.
and all that
germs,
shit grows in their mouth, and then they go and they bite a pig, or they go and they, suck blood out of a pig. I don't know if it's a vampire bat or whatever it is, or what kind of
Yeah,
bat it
because
is.
those are real. Vampire,
Or maybe just like this, like the movie Contagion. Maybe they bit something and it fell out of their mouth, and a pig ate it.
yeah.
It could be anything. Like how to trace down the origins of exactly how it started. Who knows?
That's a bitch, though, dude. Because in the movie, like I said, Contagion, you're right. It's amazing to me how they were able to backtrack all the way to that particular incident. How the fuck does that happen? Dude?
Right.
That shit's crazy.
DNA, genetics.
Yeah, I mean,
Forensics, right, dude? Forensics
Yeah.
are fucking crazy.
Well, I think what happens is they jump on it right away, and then they're able to backtrack. Okay, well, this
Well,
person.
they see how common. they probably know from experience, like common DNA, like genetic makeups of certain things. So when they see
Certain
that
pattern.
consistently,
Yeah. They
like,
kind of,
shit.
and then they see where it's concentrated at, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why forensics are crazy to me, dude. And why is it always semen in forensics, dude?
My God.
That's true, dude.
because
Like,
it's your DNA.
Well,
it's
not
like
only
it's
that,
always like that.
because semen carries the most DNA. I mean,
Yeah.
there's what
Billions of
billions
gigabytes of data
Yeah,
on
there's
a
billions of
drop
little-
of fucking
in one fucking
shot
Yeah,
of love.
You're shooting
Could you fucking not say it like that?
thousands and
Of
thousands
love.
of baby load in a
in a
you know,
little
teaspoon full of nut. You know what I mean?
I feel like this is a fantastic time to mention that we're on new platforms.
Oh yes, yes.
Since we're talking about nuts
Nuts.
and
Oh shit, dude. A teaspoon of nut.
Hey,
I've
but
never
you know
heard
what?
that
Speaking
before,
of nuts,
dude.
speaking of nuts, you know what? Peanut butter has killed more people than the coronavirus. At this point.
No shit.
thank
dude.
you,
Peanuts
salmon
themselves.
vanilla.
Oh shit,
You know,
dude.
Just gonna throw that out there. And, you know,
Thank
wipe
you,
this thing clean,
thank you, salmon vanilla.
right?
Damn, dude.
So-
But this shit's funny though. It's just crazy.
Funny.
Yeah, when you said teaspoon of nut.
Oh,
He's still thinking about
Because
fucking.
that shit was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's trying to imagine a teaspoon
Of
full of
nut.
that shit.
he's
Oh,
wondering.
shit.
Well, never mind. That's
Yeah,
a whole different bro.
Oh shit, dude.
But you know what?
it's a whole different nut to crack.
Yeah, right. What's crazy watching that movie?
yeah,
Like you don't really realize it, but like right now I'm sitting here and I'm watching you,
yeah.
and
You're fucking creepy.
You're scratching your
well,
beard.
I'm
That's what
watching
you
it 'cause all I see is a screen full of waves because you're behind that one and him. So, anyways,
Are you just
So-
saying I'm
so-
noise?
so I'm
Yeah,
saying
you're just noise.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think all the time.
So you're sitting here, and in the time that we've talked, you must have touched your face about
You
30
went to
times.
Yeah, I did because I'm growing my beard out.
So
and it's itchy.
And so you're sitting there and you're doing this.
Yeah.
So then you touch your face, and then you're gonna, when you leave, you're gonna touch the door. You're gonna probably touch the table to get up and grab whatever it is you grab, and
Yeah.
rub your hand on that. And all the way out, like,
Rub it.
you know what I mean? Like all these different surfaces that you touch.
Yeah. And then I go to Manny's rubbing tub.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go to Manny's rubbing tub.
Damn, that was teaspoonfuls.
Christ.
Oh, shit,
Right?
dude. But
That's what she
I know
said.
where you're getting at with this,
Oh,
dude.
my
How much?
Shut the fuck up.
I know where you're talking about all that bacteria that you have in your hands, right,
Right,
dude?
because
yeah.
they showed like when that little kid left the school, right? What did he do? He wiped his
With his
nose
nose?
like that,
Yeah.
and then he put his hand on that bar
Yeah.
and wiped it across while he was opening it to walk out.
And then boom,
So
that
all
shit just
that, like
spread.
imagine that, dude. That's a good 8-9 inches worth of moco wipe to
Yeah.
get out of the to get out of school.
Yeah,
So
and then
all
all the
those
little kids were touching it. They're
Yeah,
all
dude.
fucked.
But that's the same thing with like the cold, because you know the government does these things. Sometimes you'll see
The chemtrails,
they'll fly
yeah.
over and they do chemtrails.
Yeah.
So that they're testing shit to see how fast it spreads.
Yeah.
And in what communities it spreads, and you know what I mean, how long it takes for it to spread and be contained, and then blah 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 and all this kind of stuff.
Well, that's the reason why I asked you earlier if you believed in that, Mingo, because I feel like some of these viruses are man-made for population control. You know what I mean?
I think there may be some truth to that, but I don't think that they would do something that was so uncontrollable.
Yeah, because it will spread like wildfire.
Well, to them, they think it's controllable.
Well, for them, because they might have the antivirus, dude. So if it starts spreading hardcore, all the politicians, all the rich people are already on a bunker somewhere. They
And
already
maybe
have
they-
all their shit done.
Maybe that's what's going to happen at the next election.
What?
They drop some shit like that. They have a cure for it. Hey, we found a cure. Vote for me and I'll fucking
Give
cure
it to you, right?
Yeah. Hey, it could be.
Donald
Could be
Trump,
Bernie
don't
Sanders.
get any fucking ideas from the shit that I just said,
Right.
From my fucked up
Oh,
mind.
shit, dude.
Hey, he's probably already there.
No?
You know what I
Who
mean?
knows? Who knows? Who the fuck put this shit out there, dude?
We're gonna have a great virus.
idea.
It's the best virus.
This
gonna be
podcast
huge.
is the best idea.
A lot of dead folks, but we'll get you there. Oh, wrong president.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's not right.
That was Bush.
Bush. Oh my god.
You gotta bring Bush back to life. Don't worry about it.
I don't know
Holy
what Bush
shit,
that is,
dude.
but
That's the older one. George, I'm already dead calling in from down south. You know what I'm saying? Everything's gonna be all right.
Fuck, dude. Hey, you lost your train of
it. I
thought.
have no idea where I'm going now.
Oh, you lost it.
But I
right
think,
there.
you know, there may be some truth to that. Maybe now
No.
here's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
Who wants to control the population there more, China or us? If we got all this shit,
China.
like who's China backing?
The
Everybody
but
but us.
the people that are
Iran.
yeah
Or
Iran. You know what I mean? Because the way I look at it, dude, it's China, from what I hear and from what I read, China is overpopulated, just same as
Dude,
India.
well, look at...
You know what I mean?
That's
in
why
that
they
mo-
have the one-child law.
Do they really have
Yeah.
that shit, dude?
Yeah, dude. If you have a boy, what is it? If you have a girl, they kill
You
her
can
for a boy.
no, you can only have. I don't know what your obsession is with killing children. That's not how it is anymore.
This ain't Sparta.
That was how it was in the feudal time.
Sparta.
Jesus Christ! I'm thinking
You
feudal
brought it
China. I did not bring up killing babies. You did. You can only have
Baby
one
killer.
kid. You can only have one kid
In China, right?
in China.
Yeah.
But it can
If
only
you
be
have a
boy.
set, if you have a second kid, it doesn't matter what gender it is. It's dying.
What happens
Um,
to it? What do they do
I
to
just
it?
said it dies.
How they
Abortion.
they make you do an
I don't
abortion?
know. I'm not fucking Chinese.
Oh shit, dude. That's some
I
fucked up
think you
shit.
just avoid getting pregnant after the first one.
Yeah, because you know you're fucked, right?
Yeah, more
That's
in
some
more,
crazy-
in more than
pregnant.
one way.
Well, the thing is that's under a dictatorship, right?
Right.
They're under a
Yeah.
dictatorship.
In France, they did that too for a while, and they had where if you had only one kid, you got a fucking government bonus.
Are
If you only had one kid, yep,
So if you had two kids, you don't get that shit.
yeah,
But you don't. They don't kill a kid,
no, you get to keep it, but
Yeah.
you don't get the extra money.
and that was before. Nah, they don't do that.
No, yeah,
now.
that was a long time ago.
Oh shit.
But they
dude.
did. That's how they controlled their population.
Damn, dude.
But think about it, dude. In that movie Contagion, they showed up to this little village where it all started, right?
Yeah, in China.
And it looked like a little village. The shot that they gave you, right? Because it was
Yeah.
dirt. It was still dirt roads and shit and
Yeah.
blah, blah. The population was 26.1 million people.
In that condensed
In
area.
just that little area.
Fuck, dude.
There's a shit ton of people there.
Is it stacked
Fuck.
like it is in Brazil?
It's gotta be. I mean,
Yeah, it's got. I've seen
Right,
some.
that's Brazil, right? Where all the houses are vertical instead or vertical instead of
yeah,
horizontal.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I've seen some pictures in China, dude. They're super, super stacked, dude. Like ridiculously stacked.
And that they all live in fucking high rises that are cheap.
Yeah, super. And it's like one bedroom with like 20 kids in there.
No, because they can only have one. Have you not?
I
been-
feel
well,
like you aren't listening
No,
to
but
me.
not like 20 kids. I'm in like 20 family members and shit, like grandpas
okay.
and grandmas and this and that, and they're all stuck in that little room.
We're all talking out of our ass. None of us have ever been to fucking China.
No, I don't know.
We only watch movies. We have no idea. We're ignorant about the whole thing.
I'm just saying. I'm just basing it off the shit that I've seen and read on.
But could you imagine if there was that many people in a one-bedroom apartment?
Well, I mean, I've been there before. I've been there, not like that,
Well,
not that many,
that's how
but
it
like
used
5,
to be
6
here
people.
too. Back in the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
everything was booming. People were moving towards the inner city, so they all had
They're all
these
stacked
one-bedroom
up.
apartments where,
Everybody just
yeah,
slept there.
and
How
they
many-
stacked them high.
How many fucking rice cookers would you have to have going at the same time?
I can't be racist, but you can.
How is that racist? I'm just that's what they eat.
Eat rice, rice-a-roni or something. I don't know.
Okay, well,
No, it's not
fucking
rice-a-roni.
Mexicans live like that. Fuck, how many tortillas does grandma have to make for everybody? You know what I mean?
How many Mexicans fit in the car? You know what I mean?
Oh Jesus!
Oh shit.
Fuck,
dude.
it was like that when we used to go to the fucking to the drive-in. There was 2 people.
Oh,
the 2
yeah,
people in
the
the front
drive-in
seat and
back in the
18
day,
people in the
dude.
fucking trunk, and that's why we all drove Impalas.
But here's the thing, too. Like I also heard
trucks.
it, like the AIDS virus or the HIV virus. From the shit everybody already knows this is like it came from some guy having sex with a fucking monkey. Now, do you believe that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you think that's where it came from? Because that shit's fucking gnarly. Because let me tell you something.
You know the queen. You know, there was. I don't remember if it was a queen or something, but there was somebody had set up a fucking system of pulleys and hooks, hung up a horse, and fucked herself with it.
Oh, I've seen
I'm sorry,
bestiality
say that
videos.
You heard me. There was some lady way back when that made like a system of pulleys, hooks, ropes, all that shit to hang up a horse to fuck herself with it.
Jesus Christ, dude! I've seen that shit.
Yeah, I'll bet you fucking have.
No, of course.
You dirty fuck.
No, dude. I mean, but my question to you is like, let's say you had a little piece of monkey pussy. Like, how the fuck you gonna go past,
Well,
with a regular chick after that, dude?
But they're saying yes, that they're saying that it was some sort of virus that came from the monkey.
Yeah.
They're saying that it could have come from some sort of tainted meat that somehow that the monkey was eating, and somebody that was cleaning a cage or whatever came in contact with it.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to make fun and say that
It
somebody
was the guy
fucked
who
a
fucked
monkey.
the monkey. Yeah.
I'm not saying that fucking a monkey's not possible.
Yeah. But they're hard fuckers to catch. I don't know how the fuck that guy did it, if that's the case.
Right? They scratch and bite too hard. I mean, fuck.
You're like, how are you gonna entice the little monkey?
With your banana.
Oh my god.
Dear Jesus, if you're listening.
Hey, little monkey. Hey.
10 little monkeys jumping on a bed. Manny went in
Wow.
and fucked them all.
And now he's dead.
Now you dead.
Mama called the doctor.
Shit,
The
dude.
doctor said, "Stop fucking monkeys, Manny."
Yeah.
Manny said,
What the fuck was that?
Holy shit,
he
dude.
started to mutate
Never
into
mind, I
a
don't
monkey.
wanna know.
Oh
That's a different virus. That's
Yeah.
called Planet of the Apes.
Shit, dude. All I can say is, like I told you earlier, dude, when we were talking about this, the world's not gonna end from war. It's gonna end from a virus, a bacteria, or something like that. I think that's
You
what's
think?
gonna happen. Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
What makes you think that we're not going to fight some sort of viral war? What makes you think it's not
Like
gonna
biological
be?
war?
Yeah.
This could be it. Like I told you, I honestly I don't know.
No,
how,
like I told you.
well, like Seabass said, you know, like I don't know what he said, but what I'm trying to say.
See? He wasn't listening.
At least you're honest about it. That's good.
I don't know what he said. All I was saying is that who knows? This shit could have been planted. You know what I mean? Because, dude, I'm telling you, they're stacked high in China, dude. They're super overpopulated, just like in India. India's ridiculous too, dude. You know what I mean? And I mean, human beings are sick, dude. I'm sorry. It's just we're dirty people, dude. Like we're a dirty species.
Well, you may be.
Well, I am dirty too, but not my. I'm not talking about mind it. I'm talking about like
Oh, okay.
nasty, because I don't know, dude. Like I don't know how I can live in a place like that when it's super stacked and there's no real running water and it's just contaminated everywhere and it's just like I don't know and that's the reason why I feel like a lot of viruses come from those areas because it's super packed with bacteria and it's not clean. You know what I mean? I mean, unfortunately, I feel bad for the people because they don't know any better. Maybe they don't want a better life. I don't know what's going on, right? Like I'm ignorant to like you're saying, but I feel like there's no way I can do that, dude. I can't live like that. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Well, but but it's the same kind of thing. Like the other day when we were talking about, fried horse vagina.
Yeah.
It's what you're used to. It's what you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't know any different, you don't know that it's bad. You don't know that it's wrong.
Oh,
You don't
fuck,
know
dude.
that things could be better.
I know, dude. I know.
So you say you wouldn't do it now because you've lived different.
Yeah.
But if you grew up in it, it's just all you know.
It's the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't say that. Oh, I'd get out of there. Bullshit. Because you don't know any different.
I know. I guess, yeah, you're right. My mentality right now is because I've never been through that, but I mean, I not that I haven't, because like I said, I didn't grow up rich. I mean, I remember growing up. Sometimes we would go to shelters. You know what I mean? Because my parents weren't getting their shit together. They were fucking up a lot.
Right.
And I remember going to like the Salvation Army. When we moved back here to California, I remember a couple of times. Like my dad used to have like a station wagon. It used to break down sometimes.
Yeah.
So one time it broke down. I think we were close to San Diego area. I must have been like 8 or 9 or something like that. And I remember the car broke down next to the freeway, and this old couple came in a truck and they said, "Hey, you guys need help?" And then I think it was the battery, so they helped us jump the car and they said, "Hey, if you guys need a place to stay, there's a little shelter area that we can take you guys to." And we're like, "All right." So it was me, my mom, my brother, and myself, and we didn't have our sisters then. And I remember going to this small house where it's like almost like a shelter, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they had like bunk beds, and I remember sleeping on the top one with my mom, and my dad and my brother were on the bottom one. And I remember one night, because we were there for like a week while we were trying to figure things out, and I remember one night, like in the middle of the night, some guy came running in and he started like yelling like, "Oh, I don't remember what he was saying." Like, we all woke up and we're like, "What the fuck's going on?" Right? So we got out and he was in the living room. And he was just like sitting in the couch. He was all just bloodied up and shit, dude. So those are not fun times. So all I'm saying is that I know how it is to be stuck in a certain area, piled together. Because it was not just us. It was like families there. You know what I mean? She was pretty gnarly growing up, dude, to be honest with you. Luckily, fortunately, my mom and dad got their shit together when I was like 11 or 12, when they started getting their stuff together. You know what I mean?
Really?
So, yeah, dude, barely.
Wow.
So yeah, we grew up in shelters a lot of our lives, dude. A lot of our young teenage life. I mean, a lot of our young adult, adolescent lives.
Right.
My brother and I, dude. Yeah, dude. We went through Salvation Armies and all these other areas. And that's why I do like the Salvation Army, dude. Every time that I have a chance for like the holidays, like I see the guys, I spot them at 20 or 30, whatever I can, because they do help people, dude. Seriously, and they helped us out. So yeah, if you guys are out there listening, donate to your Salvation Army, dude. They're good people. Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the charities that I feel like they do help.
All right.
Yeah.
And I have to say I've been lucky enough to where I haven't had to do that.
Yeah.
Do anything like that.
No.
I was probably closest when I went to New Mexico.
Yeah.
The person that I went out there with to do radio got fired shortly after we got there.
Yeah.
And I stayed because I had a job, but I was making, less than minimum wage, dude. At the less than minimum wage now.
Yeah.
And I got shuffled around. I went to go live with this dude that he was renting a fucking basically like a log cabin on the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows me, dude, they know I'm a fucking shoe freak.
Oh.
And dude,
Shoe freak?
a shoe freak, yeah.
You like shoes?
Yeah. And I had to walk, like I didn't have a car, so I had to depend on people for rides.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody out there, dude. It was me.
Yeah,
you know
you were
what I mean?
by
I had no
yourself?
family out there.
Yeah.
And I had to go live with this dude, and he lived right next to the Rio Grande, and every time he'd step out of the car, he was like he'd step in mud.
Yeah.
And mud from the truck to the house, and you just never felt like you were really clean. And his kids were there, and it was just me, him, and his kids. And it was always cold out there, so roaring fire, and it just never like it wasn't somewhere where you could be really comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the day I went to go live with him, we got pulled over, and I was with a friend of mine, and it was his buddy that was taking my shit down there, right?
Yeah.
And his front windshield was cracked.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, but the guy had a couple of 8 balls with him.
Oh shit.
And
he got pulled over?
When we got pulled over, he was smart enough and somehow did it without the cops seeing him move.
Yeah.
Was to put the 8 ball. He had the big old thing of aspirin.
Yeah.
In his center console, and he was able to get the 2 8 balls in that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're pulled over and we're sitting on the ground, and I'm thinking, "Fuck, I'm going to jail, dude."
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. And who's gonna come get me?
Yeah.
My
You
parents
were by
didn't
yourself,
have money.
Right?
My parents weren't gonna
Bail
fucking
you
send
out.
money to bail me out if they say, "Well, yeah, I was caught. I had 2 8 balls with me." Like, well, good fucking luck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Didn't have any other family or anybody else I could have called at the point.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, I'm going to jail in fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico for crying out loud." And God was looking out for me that night, dude. Like they came back and they were going through shit.
Yeah.
They picked up the bottle,
Yeah.
shook it, and they heard the aspirin in there.
Yeah.
So they never opened it.
Yeah.
So they never found the coke, right?
Yeah.
So he shakes it, he puts it down, and when he put it back down, they got a call to another call. Somebody had gotten shot.
That's a fucking lifesaver for you, dude.
So they said, "Hey, well, you know what? Get where the fuck you got to get and stay there. We see this truck on the road again tonight. All 3 of you are going to jail."
Yeah. Because of the cracked windshield, right?
Yeah. I was like, "Fuck that, dude. Get me to the Rio Grande." Fuck
shit,
that, bro.
dude.
Yeah, dude. Shortly after that, man, I must have stayed there a couple of months after that, and I was out, dude. I was like, "Yeah, I can't do this." I saved all the money I could. I bought a 4-door Cadillac.
Yeah.
Packed all my shit in a 4-door Cadillac and drove my ass back to California.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Shit, dude.
It was crazy, dude.
Your kids weren't alive at that time, right?
No,
They weren't born yet?
Yeah, they weren't.
They weren't born yet, huh?
They weren't made. They were made in Bakersfield.
Oh, nice, dude. Fuck.
Shortly after I got there.
That's some good times, though. I mean, to be honest with you, it teaches you character, dude. It builds you up, man.
Yeah, dude.
You
like,
know what I mean? You appreciate when you do have, like, nice things. You know what I mean, dude?
well, when you have your support, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to support those around you that love you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
I'm sitting there on the fucking on the sidewalk, and my boy's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Blah blah. What are we gonna do, dude?"
Yeah, yeah.
You know
Shit
what I mean?
happens sometimes,
I'm
dude.
not gonna sound like I'm gonna say, "Oh, it's his." You know what I mean? Fuck it, okay.
Right.
We have to write it out, see what happens, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude.
luckily I got out. But that was probably the closest I've ever been to like really. Like I was
They
basically
stacked up
homeless
like
at that point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I didn't have anything. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Shortly after that, I ended up moving in with a couple, and that was a
Whole different ball game.
holy shit, was that a whole
I know that
different-
story.
A whole different Oprah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jerry
No,
Springer
that's a
type
Maury
shit.
episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mario episode.
Yeah, bro. That's some Jerry Springer shit. Right
Oh
there.
shit.
All day.
Jerry,
I
bingo,
used to love.
bingo.
Bingo. I used to love watching Jerry Springer, dude.
Oh,
That
yeah,
shit was
dude.
fucking fun as shit, dude.
He was the king of that shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
He knew how to get you riled up, and then he'd just stand back with his arms crossed, waiting for the ball dude to jump in.
Yeah,
And
he was
hold
watching
you.
the
Yeah,
train
he'd,
wreck,
he'd
dude.
wait for fucking budget Stone Cold.
Yep.
Oh, Steve. Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve also. Yeah. Then he came in. He came up with his own show too. Shit,
Yep.
dude. Yeah, dude.
He came up off all that shit.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. But I, you know, like I said, dude, I do feel for those people out there, man. You know, I mean, yeah, you're right. You know, they don't know any better. They don't know any different. And I do hope that they get this shit controlled, dude, because this ain't no joke, dude. You know, so many people have already died from that shit. You know.
Well, they've confirmed 5 here in the U.S. There's a couple in California, one in Arizona or something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe one back east. I don't remember exactly where they all were.
I think I saw one in a couple in New York. I think. Yeah.
So they're keeping anybody that travels from New York in and out. They're really being careful as to, people coming back into the country.
Yeah.
From that area to make sure that it doesn't get any further than where it's at right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will be able to contain it. We shouldn't have any other problems, but
You never know,
just
dude.
be aware, man. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
Keep your hands clean. Hand sanitizer wherever you go. Like
Okay.
Keep human contact minimal.
Oh, damn right,
'Cause that's
dude.
the only way to contract it.
that's right. Unless
Touching
you
other humans.
yeah, and even if it's a human, make sure they wash up before you touch it. You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody to trust but yourself.
Fuck, dude, it's gonna be kind of dangerous to go out to eat, dude.
Well, look at the dude on Contagion, right?
Yeah.
He was married. Matt Damon was married,
Yeah.
and his old lady stopped in Chicago on a flight,
Yeah.
got dug out by that dude,
Yeah.
and then
By
she
her lover, right?
right.
Yeah, she was
and
cheating
then,
on him.
and then went home to Matt Damon, and while she's got this disease, right?
Yeah. And he was immune to it, which was crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because she wouldn't touch him.
He
So
got
away,
lucky though,
yeah.
dude.
Thank you for not
shit.
touching me, baby. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude.
So
Holy
yeah,
fuck,
man, just be careful.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
mindful. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, and clean
Keep
yourself.
your hands clean.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude.
All right, cool deal. Sebastian, tell everybody the big news.
Okay, so I've put us on a few other platforms. Okay, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking. So we're on Spotify. That's the big one. What? What was Manny laughing at?
No, because he shook his head.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
Oh, okay. So we are on Spotify. That's the big one. The show's called The Sideshow, obviously. You can search up, episodes that you liked, watch them again.
yes,
So yeah, we're on Spotify. Right now we're getting reviewed by Apple Podcasts, the iTunes. We're on something called Deezer. Sorry, I dropped my phone.
Not Skeezer.
We're on not
Deezer.
Skeezer. We're on something called Deezer. We're on Podchaser. We are on Podcast Addict. And that's it at the moment. We're
Yeah.
also being reviewed by iHeartRadio.
Ooh.
And I think that's
Big
it, right?
boys.
Castbox, right?
Oh, yeah, Castbox, we're on that. And then Google Podcasts, I think we're getting reviewed for.
Nice.
So we're going to
be all
be
over the
anywhere
place.
you already are. We're going to be there. You'll be able to find us. You'll no longer have to search for us on YouTube. If you like us on YouTube, please continue to enjoy us there. If not, you know that you can catch us on all these other platforms.
Yes, sir.
We really appreciate all of your support. If you pass the word, tell people about us, pass the show along, and let other people enjoy as well.
But if you're on YouTube, go ahead, like all the videos.
Mm.
Comment down below suggestions to shit you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
And hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload our next podcast.
Ooh.
You can also email us at mingosmadhouse@yahoo.com. It's mingosmadhouse@yahoo.com. If there are any suggestions or anything else that you'd like to tell us, or if you have questions about us or who we are, you can mail it there as well. Any
And don't hold on. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Just look up Madhouse Radio and find our logo.
Yes, sir.
we are everywhere.
Yes.
Any final words, Manny?
No, I'm just kidding. Keep going on.
He was gonna cut me off again. No, dude, just be safe out there. Stay clean. You know, get you some hand sanitizer, man, because that shit ain't no joke. You know, be careful out there, guys. Be safe.
Get ready to wear one of them little white masks everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Fuck yeah.
Look like a painter.
Yep.
Sebastian, any final words?
Don't touch people. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Exactly.
That's better. Don't touch me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Leave me alone. All right, everybody. Loving.
Peace and chicken grease.
There you go, dude. Loving
keep with
grease.
that trend.
Loving grease.
Yeah, loving penetration.
Is that love and grease or love and grease?
Loving grease. Either way works.
Loving grease and vaccinations. Check y'all next time. Peace.